We're going into a new fusion starting right now. In fact, it's already started, and I'm not going to be going hard on this guy. And I wanted to talk about fusions in general and whether or not I'm going for it, whether or not like Cat should be going for it or not, because this is a little bit concerning to me because I did watch a couple of videos. The two channels that I watch the most are going to be Boozer and Number Aids, and I think this says it all right here in the thumbnail, not as expected. So this champion here is looking to be less useful than I thought, and given the stakes right now with the two other turtles coming to the game has made me less likely to do this. So we're going to talk about it here in a little bit and go over why I feel that way. Now, if you haven't done so already, click the link in the description, right? You're going to get 3 legendaries and 3 epic champions. Use promo code Monkey King in the first 24 hours to get Sun Wukong, and then by logging in for 7 days, you'll get Michelangelo, one of the 4 turtles. And a lot of the conversation today is going to be about the turtles. Absolutely. So, I've been thinking about this champion and whether or not I should get him, and that the fact of the matter is I'm going to do my best to get him, but I'm also in a place where fusions aren't as challenging as they once were. I remember doing my first fusion type of character shortly after I got Arbiter, and it's been a good experience, but there was a pretty steep learning curve for me on how to do these efficiently, how to manage resources, and for one reason or another, I do these fusion events now, and I end up with more gems than I start off with, and it really is coming down to 2 types of currencies that are the hardest to manage, and they're not currencies, they're shards. You know, it's about shard management and using these shards to get these events. And I got to tell you, once I understood how shards and soul stones worked in Raid Shadow Legends, essentially them being currencies for events that could give some really cool champions, but if I look at them as currency, I just had a better experience in this game all around because for sure, if you choose to whale and you open these things, it's a disappointment. If I'm opening them just because there's some sort of boosted event, and it just feels a lot better when it's tied to some sort of chase. So this brings us to the champion at hand, and I got to tell you, for someone like Kat, and my wife Kat and her account, I told her, it's like, man, you need to focus on just getting the turtles. The 4 turtles potentially could be account changing and allow one to get through a lot of the dungeon content. We're talking about most of these dungeons, if not all of them, I think all of them, but maybe Sand Devil, you know, should be able to be finishable at hard 10 with the 4 turtles. And it looks like they're going to be good in many game modes. That is going to be account changing for a lot of people. If they can get the 4 turtles up and running, then they're going to be able to do a lot of these things. Now, I've already gone through all that stuff. So I'm like looking at what I want to do, and I'm more interested in the turtles because the turtles are limited time collabs, which is going to run until November. But then they disappear from gaining them in shards after that. So it's a limited time thing. They've probably got a contract with Viacom or Paramount, whoever it is over there, and they're only for a little bit of time. There's only been one character that was a limited time collab that's come back, and that was Ninja. And that was for a limited time as well. But the rest of them, they're kind of like just for that window, and that's that. And they seem so incredibly good. Plus, I love the turtles. Now, where this other guy, I watched the videos, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, when am I going to use this? Would I even build this guy? And I don't know if I would. That's how situational this guy is. A couple things. His damage is okay here on his ultimate, but all the footage that I saw where he went in with this, you know, that this was supposed to be like in arena, delete a stone skin champion like Empress, who Empress is everywhere, right? Because he's the mythical reward for Chimera. Nope, he wasn't doing that. But it was specifically these stone skins. Now, I saw him deleting characters, like squishy characters not under stone skin, just deleting them, and that was cool. And then this right here is pure utility with little to no damage from what I could see. Yeah, this is right here, decreased defense, block buffs. Looks like he is a Ugo replacement. So Ugo was one of the champions in my promo code, one of the better epics in the game. So he does impart some of the same stuff that you would want. And after going through all of this, I was like, where would I use this guy? I don't think I would use this guy in Arena. I really don't think I would get a lot of value out of him in Arena. Not going to use him in Waves. I don't know what dungeon he'd be used. In Arena, I really need to be upgrading this guy. I'm waiting for CVC and get him up and running before that. And then it was like, well, I think I could make a case that this guy could be useful in Hydra. And he can. So, like if you're good on the turtles, you're good doing fusions, and you need a Hydra champion, by all means, go for this character. Also, some people, and I think I'm going that direction, are just going to do every fusion. And I think I'm there. I think I'm just going to go for every fusion going forward, at least make an attempt. But I'm not going to do it at the expense of burning through too much of this currency over here, these shards, which would put me in jeopardy of not getting the 2 turtles. I'm not going to do it. I really want all 4 turtles, right? So there are some people out there who say, go for every fusion. And that's true. But here's the thing is like, I would do that. And I don't even think I would upgrade this guy. I'm good on Hydra. The game mode that I'm suffering the most is hard faction wars, a little bit in Curse City, and also in Chimera. And I don't think he's going to help me. I feel like my dwarves, I feel like there's a lot of good dwarves out there. Like that's something that the dwarf faction is not suffering is what he does. I mean, I got Tholen, it's like he does a lot of stuff. Maybe he'd be useful, but I just don't know if I would build him up right away. And, then I'm like talking to Kat about it, and I was like, well, you could probably use him in Hydra, but at the expense of the turtles, where you can use them in Hydra as well. So I would definitely take a look at the videos that I'm referencing right here. I really like these 2 channels. I've been involved with the raid community for about a year, and these are my 2 go-to that I just love watching, particularly Boozer because he is in-game free-to-play, and Nubs just has an extreme in-depth insight of what it's like to be an in-game player. But for someone like Kat and myself that are newer to the game, yeah, go for the turtles! Go for the turtles! Don't let anything stop you from getting the turtles! Oh my God, that's how I feel right now, specifically with Kat. And for me, I'll go for it. Why not? I'll just make a go at it. It's, I kind of like fusions. It gives me something to do. But as soon as I run into like a problem with shards or, this is not going to be good. No, I'm going to back off. I'll go as far as I can. Because I like doing them. I like doing them a lot for sure. Also worth noting inside of the Plarium app right now, they've got the schedule. So we can see right here, Clan versus Clan is starting tonight. We've got the Granite Fusion going right now. Fire Knight's currently running. That's overlapping with a Gear Hunter. I guess that's like Dungeon Diver. Gear Enhancement lines up perfectly with Clan versus Clan because I opened up all of my forged materials at that time. And so Gear Enhancement makes a lot of sense because I have to sell and I have to upgrade. Champion Training, I'll be holding off on that until after Clan versus Clan. Sometimes I go at and do some of the Clan versus Clan. And then here we got Dragon, which unfortunately does not overlap with Gear Hunters. So we got another one right here, Gear Hunter. So like if I'm going to do Dragon, I'm going to stall that until this one starts. So I will at some point, once Clan versus Clan gets up and running, I'll bang out the Fire Knight. Also, I've got some Marius stuff that's popping off right now, and I'm not going to excuse me, I'm not going to slow down my Marriott stuff right now because I'm gonna have a breakthrough. It looks like all of them are easy for me up until this second to last one right here. Amos, the Lunar Archon on hard. This last one, this one that's currently running, I can't get through. But the rest of them look like I've got it. I just need to chip away out of them. Some of them are time-based, like I have to come around to Iron Twins Fortress Magic. Well, I just have to wait a couple days for that to pop up. You know, right now I think we're in Spirit. And then, you know, I just wait a little bit and Magic will come in 2 days from now. Fine, I'll just wait. We're in Spirit, you know, and then I will get there. So I just, as long as I'm ready to go. But other than that, I think I'm smooth sailing to Marius other than the final boss on Cursed City. And this time I'm stuck on this Fire Knight stage. I can't get one of the 3 keys. And so that is that. All right, if you're not done so already, click the link in the description. You're going to start off with one of the turtles if you log in for 7 days. Great time to start playing. Ugu's amazing, Deacon's amazing, and then use promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong in the first 24 hours, and your journey will be amazing. And get those turtles! Get the turtles! Oh my god, I can't wait to get all the turtles, and I'm not going to let anything stop me from doing that. Bye!